Hey guys, this is Spartacus here, and welcome to another video where in today's video we are going to be talking about Call of Duty 4 because this game is now backwards compatible on the Xbox One, which is pretty damn sweet. The gameplay you guys are watching is of course Call of Duty 4 multiplayer, and it has been recorded on my Xbox One X. But of course, it's really hard for you guys to actually tell because it looks exactly the same as it would on like the Xbox 360 or even the PlayStation 3. But I mean, that's the whole point, right? That's the whole point of having backwards compatibility. The game's going to look exactly the same as it does on your Xbox One. It's just that you're able to play it on there, right? So nonetheless, it is now backwards compatible on the Xbox One, which I think is awesome because I am someone who doesn't play on PlayStation. I play on an Xbox One, and so for me, this is pretty damn sweet. Another thing I'd like to say is that I find it really interesting how they decided to bring this game to be backwards compatible on the Xbox One, considering this game was remastered just a little over a year ago. And so what makes it interesting is now on the Xbox One you can not only play Call of Duty 4's multiplayer, but you can also play Modern Warfare Remastered's multiplayer, right? I mean, Modern Warfare Remastered is basically the exact same game as Call of Duty 4, only with better updated graphics and of course supply drops, which of course we all know and hate, but there's nothing you can do about it now. So nonetheless, I find it really interesting they decided to make this game backwards compatible. Now if you look at all the other Call of Duty games, that, yeah, pretty much every Call of Duty game, I guess, is basically every Call of Duty game is now backwards compatible on the Xbox One except for Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, and I suppose Black Ops 3 on the 360, but I mean, there's really no point of making that game backwards compatible considering there is an Xbox One version of the game already, right? So just really no point. But what it is kind of interesting is that Call of Duty Ghosts on the Xbox 360 can also be played as backwards compatible, as well as Advanced Warfare. That game on the 360 is also backwards compatible on the Xbox One, which, by the way, I don't recommend playing Advanced Warfare on the 360 because I actually started off playing Advanced Warfare on the 360 when it first came out, and then during like a quarter way through its life cycle or whatever, I actually got an Xbox One and I realized that the graphics on the Xbox One are a million times better than the game on the 360. So yeah, just don't ever bother playing in the 360 game of Call of Duty that's like Advanced Warfare or Black Ops 3. Just don't do it, you guys. So anyway, yes, Call of Duty 4, you know, here's the thing about Call of Duty 4, you guys. Call of Duty 4 is really the first Call of Duty game that really made Call of Duty popular. Yes, we did have Call of Duty 1, Call of Duty 2, Call of Duty 3, you know, and then I think there was like Call of Duty 2 Red Army or something like that. I can't remember the names exactly. But nonetheless, those three Call of Duty games did exist, but they were not as nearly as popular as when Call of Duty 4 came out, you know. Here's a little history fact that I'm sure a lot of you guys don't know. So, when Infinity Ward was making Call of Duty 4, the Activision actually didn't want them to do that. They're like, no, people want a World War II type shooter, kind of like what Call of Duty 1, 2, and 3 had. Like, those took place in, like, World War II. It's like, no, why would you guys make a modern, like, sort of Call of Duty game? It's not going to work out. And so, Activision, they didn't want Infinity Ward to make a modern Call of Duty game. They wanted them to stick with a World War II sort of theme, but then you see, Infinity Ward, they didn't listen to Activision, so they made kind of like this alpha test version, whatever, and they wanted to show off like this like one level, which was actually the very first mission in Call of Duty 4, and they showed it to Activision saying, hey, well, this is what the game would look like, you know, this is what a modern setting would look like, and we really think that we should do this. And Activision saw like their test project of that first mission of Call of Duty 4, and they're like, you know what, okay, go ahead and make a Call of Duty 4. This looks actually pretty good, you know. I think a Modern Warfare setting would actually work out really well. And sure enough, probably the best decision Activision has ever made because it made the game super popular and it took over Halo, which was a big deal because Halo was more popular than Call of Duty at one point. But you see, the problem with Halo is that you could only play it on the Xbox console, whereas Call of Duty, it was a universal game where you could play it on the Xbox, PlayStation, and even the PC. So yes, Call of Duty 4 was what really made Call of Duty popular and kind of what it is today a little bit. Same with Modern Warfare 2 when they brought in and customizable kill streaks, but you know, you get the point, right? Call of Duty 4 was super popular back then. There's people to this day who still play the game, which amazes me in all honesty, and I can see why. You know, when I played it today, I never actually experienced Call of Duty 4's multiplayer back then, but going back and playing it now, it still feels good. I mean, I played a crap ton of Modern Warfare Remastered, which of course is very similar to Call of Duty 4, so I have a great understanding of what Call of Duty 4 is actually like just from my experience playing the remastered version. And holy crap, you guys, Call of Duty 4, man, it is a good game. Honestly, the multiplayer feels really smooth, surprisingly, and I think it's because the servers are different than what we have now in Call of Duty game. They actually had like dedicated servers, I think, for Call of Duty 4, if I'm not mistaken. I could be completely wrong about that. But nonetheless, when I played it today, you guys, I mean, I didn't play it for a very long time. It was good. Honestly, the connection was very, very good, and the internet I have, like, the home I'm in right now, is really crap. Like, I'm not even kidding you guys. Like, the internet here is not very good as what it is, like, compared to in the city. So, yeah, that's saying a lot for how good the connection actually was in Call of Duty 4 for actually having dedicated servers, and I don't understand why Call of Duty can't have that today. It doesn't make any sense at all, because I think that server system works way better than it does now. So, yeah, I am very impressed to what they have for Call of Duty 4. I am very happy they made the game backwards compatible, and I feel bad for PlayStation 4 people. You know, the PlayStation 4 is definitely a more popular console right now than the Xbox One, but you know, you gotta think about this. For being like a Call of Duty fanboy, I guess, right now, PlayStation gets the DLC a month earlier than Xbox and PC users, but at least Xbox One, at least we actually get the games backwards compatible, you know? And then what happens to PC, you know? PC, like for Call of Duty, has been going downhill for many years now, which honestly really sucks. But the one thing that they are doing to kind of revive Call of Duty on PC is that they have the ability to make mods, you know, like maybe custom multiplayer maps, especially custom zombie maps. Mostly it's the modded zombies is what really gets people attention when it comes to Call of Duty on PC. But nonetheless, Call of Duty 4 is now backwards compatible on the Xbox One. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please be sure to leave a rating for whatever you guys feel this video deserves, and of course subscribe to my channel for more Call of Duty videos later in the future, and I shall catch you guys later.